What's up guys, Julian Goldie here and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to go over a tool known as Phrase.io and I'm going to go over how we increased SEO traffic by 180% with Phrase. Now, I know what you're thinking, what, another SEO tool with a crazy sounding name? Do I really need to pay attention to this? I mean, sure, you definitely have a point here. Like, there are definitely lots of SEO tools out there, and it's fair to say that a good portion of them are complete trash. However, as I said, Phrase has actually produced some real results for me in that it helped me improve SEO traffic by 180%. And there aren't many other tools that have helped me this much when it comes to SEO. And because of this, I'm pretty sure this tool is 100% worth your time. Anyhow, this video will cover what the tool is and how it works and how you can use it too. Plus, I'll give you a quick crash course on how you can use this tool on your website. And in section number 3, I'm also going to cover exactly how this tool has helped me achieve amazing results. So make sure you watch it until the end, or else you might miss out on a few key tips that will help you squeeze the most out of this tool. Let's begin. So what is Phrase.io? Okay, so to begin with, let's actually cover what Phrase.io actually is. I mean, the name doesn't really give away much, right? Well, Phrase is basically a tool that helps you optimize content so that it has a better chance of ranking on Google for a specific keyword. It does this by giving you suggestions on the kinds of keywords and topics and phrases you should include when writing a blog post that is targeting your topic. So, for example, right, if you're using this tool, the general workflow is as follows. You provide the tool with a keyword you're looking to target. The tool will then work its magic and give you some suggestions on how you should write your content so it has a good chance of ranking for your chosen keyword. Confused? Don't worry. In the next section, we're going to go over a brief example here that explains how this all works step by step. Then once we've finished the next section, we're going to go over my website too. Hopefully the stuff you learn in this next section is going to make it easier for you to get your head around things when I finally explain how Phrase helped me specifically. So how does Phrase.io work? Okay, so for the sake of this video, let's imagine that I own a website about dogs and I want to create a piece of content that ranks number 1 for the keyword how to stop a dog from barking. How exactly does Phrase help me create optimized content based on this keyword? Well, first, I just need to create a document within Phrase, and then I need to provide the keyword I want to target. Once I've done this, Phrase will then provide me with the following screen. If you look at the right-hand side here, you'll notice that it gives me some metrics based on existing content that targets this keyword. For example, I can see that on average, posts that target this keyword are around 1,800 words long. If I scroll down this section on the right, I can see that Phrase has basically created rough overviews of the top ranking content for this keyword. So I can see the headers these articles use, as well as word count and ranking position data. This then gives me a rough sense of how long my content should be, as well as the kind of things I need to cover. But that's not the only way Phrase can help me here. You see, so far, Phrase has really only given me some general tips on how I should approach content based on a certain keyword. And these tips are nice, but if I want to secure a number 1 ranking, I'm going to need a bit more. Luckily, I can get some super specific recommendations by using a few of the advanced features in Phrase. I can then find these features by going to the right-hand side of this Phrase page, and in this area, there's a menu of options I can choose from. These are options that are essentially just different features that come with Phrase, and they're all pretty cool. But when it comes to creating SEO optimized content, there are 2 key features here that make Phrase a great investment and an effective SEO tool. The first one is the outlines feature. So as the name suggests, this feature will basically help me create an outline for my articles. It does this by listing the content that ranks for my chosen keyword, and it also highlights the headers associated with each piece of content. I can then just basically click on these headers and create a rough outline for my content. And this is really helpful if I'm trying to create a long form piece of content that touches on pretty much every relevant topic that's associated with a certain keyword. Anyway, the other really cool feature here is the optimize one. If I click on this, I can basically see that Phrase has collected a list of keywords that I should include in my post. It's also provided suggestions on how often I should include these keywords. And if I write or even just paste my content into Phrase, I'll basically be able to see in real time whether my content includes any of these keywords and if I'm hitting the quotas mentioned here. So why is this so cool? Well, if my content includes these keywords, it will basically show Google that my article is thorough and highly relevant. This, of course, will make it a lot easier for me to achieve great rankings on Google. Plus, if I'm building backlinks to my content, something we'll cover on later, the odds of it ranking will be far higher if Google actually thinks it's the most relevant article on the topic in question. Anyway, if I combine this feature with the suggested outlines feature I also described earlier, it's going to be really easy for me to create a thorough, relevant article that's worthy of ranking #1. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe. If you like my videos, it's going to help me reach more people. And with an amazing headline like this, don't you think this video deserves a broader audience? Plus, if you become a subscriber, you'll be able to find my future videos where I talk about how my traffic increased by 181%, and then 182%, and then 183%. Just kidding, but of course, if you'd like an update, I'll definitely record one. Okay, so now that you know how Phrase works and what it's actually capable of, you're probably wondering how this tool actually helped me. Well, it's kind of simple. I basically just went through the process I described earlier, and this was one of the main things that helped me achieve a 180% increase in traffic. So I just identify keywords, provide these keywords to Phrase, and then write the content so that it basically followed all the suggestions provided by Phrase. Simple enough, right? Now, something I just want to say here is that there were a couple of other things I did alongside using Phrase to achieve good results. Of course, this shouldn't really come as a surprise because content, or should I say well-optimized content, is really one of the things you need to focus on if you want to get great results with SEO. And if you don't focus on a few other key things, it's going to be really difficult for you to get amazing results with Phrase, no matter how much you manage to squeeze out of this tool. So with that said, let's take a look at some of the other things you might want to focus on if you want to get great results with Phrase. So if you use these tips, you will basically be giving your Phrase optimized content the best possible chance it has of achieving a #1 ranking. A few key things you need to appreciate then. Okay, like I said, if you want to get good results with Phrase, there's a few things you need to understand and actually act on. If you ignore these things, you're basically not going to be able to achieve the kind of results I did with Phrase. So #1 is to pick the right keyword in the first place. First, you need to make sure you actually pick the right keywords in the first place, right? Because this might sound a little silly and obvious to some people, but I think it's something that needs to be made extremely clear. I mean, if you're trying to improve the amount of traffic to your site, it doesn't matter how well optimized your content is. If you're focusing on a keyword, that's a super low search volume that no one's ever going to search for. Now, keyword research is kind of a video for another topic, but luckily for you, I actually have a video on this topic, and you can find it here, how to do keyword research. And if you check this video out, you should be able to get your head around the basic concepts associated with keyword research. Step #2, make sure you publish consistently. Now, sometimes you might get lucky and the post you published may just start generating a crazy amount of traffic straight away. Of course, this is definitely possible, but it's actually kind of rare and most people don't really experience this. In fact, if you actually want to see meaningful improvements in traffic, you should publish content consistently. I mean, if you're just publishing little bit of scraps of content here and there, you probably won't achieve meaningful improvements in traffic anytime soon. After all, one piece of content really only gives you so many opportunities to rank on Google. However, if you're publishing lots of Phrase optimized content on a consistent basis, you're basically making it easy for Google to rank your website for lots of different keywords. So I would recommend publishing at least 2 articles per week targeting the right keywords. I mean, you're giving them lots of opportunities to rank. I mean, if you do this, you're giving yourself way more opportunities to rank, which means that it's much more likely you'll achieve strong improvements in traffic much more quickly. Now, if you want to make things easy on yourself here, you should think about creating a content calendar for your website. And this content calendar should have a consistent publishing schedule, and you should do everything you can to stick to this plan. Now, if you don't have the time to write lots of content, you might want to think about hiring a writer that can help you out with this kind of thing. And if you hire a writer, you might need to give them a cheeky little crash course on how Phrase works. If you do this, they can run their content through Phrase and make sure it's optimized and worthy of a high ranking. Also, I just want to say that if you have any tips when it comes to maintaining a consistent publishing schedule, share them in the comment section. I'm always open to learning new things. Number 3, do not ignore backlinks. So finally, I just want to say that you can't forget about backlinks here. Now look, there are some people in the SEO community that say link building isn't that important and you can just get by pumping out lots of highly optimized content. But I'm just going to turn around and say that's wrong. Completely wrong, because in my experience, highly optimized content will really only get you so far, especially if you're going up against massive established websites. I mean, one of the reasons my website experienced such a big increase in traffic is because I built some good links within the same time period. So for example, I used the Harrow method, and I've got a video on that called How to Get DI89 Backlinks with Harrow in 2022 to secure links on websites like Yahoo Finance. And these are super high authority websites. So while Phrase content was really important, it was these kinds of backlinks that actually showed Google I was an authority in my niche and therefore worthy of a high ranking. After all, if you want to rank highly on Google, you need to have some authority. And the way you gain authority is by building backlinks. I mean, even if you have amazing content on your website, Google isn't really going to trust you if your website doesn't look as though it is an authority. If Google doesn't trust you, they're not going to give you higher rankings. Of course, now you might be thinking if the Phrase content actually had anything to do with my results. Well, the answer is definitely yes. For one, if I didn't have any content on my website, Google wouldn't really have anything to rank on Google in the first place, right? But also, even though I managed to secure some authoritative links, my overall website authority was still relatively low when compared to the other websites I'm competing against. The only reason I could rank highly against these websites is because my content was extremely well optimized for Phrase. And in some ways, I guess you could say that having well optimized content is the thing that helped me squeeze the most out of my backlinks. By the way, I do actually specialize in link building, so if you'd like some advice here on how you can build backlinks to your site, go to juliangoldie.com to book a free consultation with us. Okay, so that's a quick overview of how Phrase helped me achieve a 180% improvement in traffic. And I really recommend you check out this tool and try it out for a few months. Either way, if there's anything in this video you find confusing or just anything in general that you have questions about, let me know in the comment section and I'll do my best to get back to you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. If you like our videos, it will help us reach more people, and if you become a subscriber, it's going to be easier for you to find my next video where I dress up as a Phrase logo in order to secure a sponsorship. Just kidding, I'm never going to take sponsored videos. Thanks for watching, see you soon.